Hello, my soul tribe, and welcome. This is going to be just a quick, short, kind of pick a pile message looking at what are their next moves, right? What is their next move going to be? And also kind of guidance for you. So keep in mind, these are collective in general. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome, right? Remember, you are a powerful creator and your timeline shifts and changes with your free will choice, as does it with others as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. So choose 1, 2, or 3. So for pile 1, we have healing from a heartbreak, freedom from a toxic relationship or addiction. So the next move that this person is going to make is they're going to focus on their own healing. Okay, and this is really beautiful. This is healthy. This person may be going to some form of therapy, but this person is finally putting the effort and time into their heart space, into doing that healing work, right? They may be freeing themselves if they recently have gone through a breakup. Okay, they could be freeing themselves from a toxic relationship. Doesn't have to be a romantic one. For some, it could be, and you would know that because you would know who this is for. For others of you, it could be that this person is, healing from wounding from the past, right? But it's coming up now because they're being called to step into greater leadership or to step up in your own connection if you have a relationship with them. And so they are being called to do this work. Okay. It could also be freedom from a toxic friendship, freedom from a toxic relationship with work. It says addiction as well. Addictions come in many different forms. So it could be about this person healing themselves and their self-worth and then setting healthy boundaries, right? Which is ultimately going to benefit them, their health and wellness, as well as you and your relationship. Okay. For many of you chose pile 1, you are connected, or you do have this, this connection with this person where you could be in a commitment. Okay, you could be married to them, or you could be in a grounded relationship with them, because we have wedding rings: union, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. So you have some sort of connection with this person, right? For many of you, you could be married to this person, and maybe you were like, hey, it's time for you to do this healing work, or you pointed that out to them or mirrored that to them in a compassionate way. Some of you might have been, hey, if you don't address this addiction, I'm going to divorce you. Some of you might have been quite drastic, right? It just kind of depends. The reason I say that is, the masculine ring there, you see the ribbon is kind of closed off, but here with the feminine, it's open. Okay. So that might be the case for some of you. For others of you, it's like you want to see this person put in the work, do the healing work before you make a commitment to them. But I do feel like you do have this sense of, even if you don't resonate with marriage necessarily, I don't think that you're afraid of commitment. You just want to make sure you commit with the right person, right? With the right intention. Someone's that's going to help you, build your higher timeline, align with your higher timeline, right? Someone who's healthy for you. Okay. So I think that's brilliant, especially if you are connected with this person, if they're putting in that work. And again, you'll see that in their embodiment. You'll feel that in their energy, the way that they show up for you, really too, the way they show up for themselves. And one of the biggest messages that this person's doing their healing work is they're going to be setting healthy boundaries. Okay. Maybe even with you, with those around, they're going to be expressing themselves more. They're going to be, advocating for themselves more. So I really do like that. If you chose pile 2, we have ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Okay, so this person is gaining a higher perspective at this time. They are doing their healing work. They are ascending, right? You can feel your connection is ascending at this time too. Moving through obstacles, figuring out new ways to navigate obstacles, not allowing themselves to be like pulled into the karmic trench and those like karmic, those karmic patterns. Okay. So I think part of this had to do with your influence in their life, with the way that you navigate your experience, with maybe the way that you have shown them detachment, how it's you can detach from things, and that, being attached to so many things will weigh you down, right? Or people that don't want to evolve and grow with you. And so the ascension energy is really an uplifting one. It's an inspiring one. It's a happy one. And for your energy, we have the butterfly, relationship evolving into the next phase, healing inner child and growth. So you're guided to do that inner child healing at this time, because guess what? This person's catching up with you. You're going to have to do that inner child healing. You're going to mirror certain things to each other, right? That feels, like you're challenging each other in loving ways to expand and to grow and to release what does not serve you. And for you, you know, watching this, it may have to do with some of that inner child healing, some of the things from the past. Maybe you have some abandonment wounds, maybe you have some codependency and, you know, wounds, or father mother wounds. Like, it's time for you to do that so that you can grow and not become stuck in a karmic cycle, right? Or stuck in a pattern that doesn't, you know, align with you. So, you know, overall, these are really, you know, pretty healthy energies, and I'm really happy to see that, because in the world right now, we definitely need heart-centered leaders. We need people that are willing to put in the work, that are willing to start with themselves and do that healing, that are willing to advocate for others, that are willing to advocate for themselves, right? Willing to create, willing to be bold, willing to expand, willing to ask for more, willing to be more, right? I mean, wow. Yeah. And I also have, you know, expressed many times that this year is all about soul groups coming together, right? Then for number 3, we have karmic relationship. Oh, there goes the snowplow. Clearing. Maybe it's clearing. Fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Okay. So this person could have a karmic attachment connection at this time that they need to release. Okay. That they're learning how to navigate. Some of you might feel like this person is karmic in your experience. Okay. So you're just going to have to be really honest with yourself with the reality of what's showing up for you in this dynamic. You know, karmic relationships typically end, like the contracts end, when we learn the lessons that we need to know. And sometimes those lessons is just us standing up for ourselves, saying, you know, I'm not going to put up with this. Or, you know, setting healthy boundaries, raising your standards. You do teach people how to treat you by what you accept. You also kind of say that to the universe too. Like, if you are more refined in what you desire and what you want, and you say no to the things and the behaviors that, you know, you don't want, it leaves more room for the universe to bring in what you do, right? It also wakes people up, because sometimes people are used to you being a people pleaser, or they're used to manipulating you, or they're used to, you know, taking advantage of your kindness. And so that could be something that this person is learning if they are dealing with someone who is karmic at this time, right? They might also, even if this person isn't in their experience, for some of you, their energy they're still attached. They still have the cords, because it says turmoil and resentment. So one of the things about clearing cords, and why you want to do that, and why they say forgive, right? To release, so that you don't have that push-pull energy with that toxic individual anymore, right? It's clear. Like, you dissolve that cord, you do it in a compassionate, neutral way, and then you shield and protect your energy. And so that's something that, you know, this person kind of needs to do. Or some of you feel like, you know, this person is karmic. This is a karmic connection. It's not meant to last. It's meant to teach me something, and I'm going to evolve and grow out of it. Your guidance is the mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds and introspection. Now that takes it to a whole nother level with introspection and the mirroring energy. If this person is terrible, right? Obviously, this isn't about you sticking around and trying to make things work out with somebody who's toxic. But what they could be mirroring to you is a certain karmic pattern repeating in your life within your dating experience or within your relationships, right? So it may be up to you to kind of end that cycle and choose differently and choose better for yourself, right? Because oftentimes, like, we can attract in people like narcissists, or people that are energy vampires, or people that are highly manipulative, because they see our wounds, right? They see our wounds, and they exploit them, basically, right? They see you as vulnerable, and they manipulate you. So you have to be very careful and do that healing work, because then you don't put up with that. Okay, you don't put up with that. And the other thing about mirroring each other in self-image, like, it almost feels like this energy is like testing you to see like what they can kind of get away with. I know that's like disgusting, but like that's what's coming through. So stand up for yourself. If it's a situation where it's super toxic, obviously get all the support and love and safety and security that you require. And advocates, okay? I'm not necessarily sensing that. I'm more sensing this is somebody who's like, spirit saying a knobhead. Okay. So, like, could be a player, could be somebody, you know, they're just like, oh, well, yeah, so-and-so will be fine with that. So-and-so will be fine with that. So beware of, you know, any sort of manipulation, and don't be afraid to be strong and stand up for what it is that you desire. And if this is somebody who is, you know, manipulating you through your emotional wounds, then do that healing, because then they don't have that access, right? And obviously create distance, set boundaries, surround yourself with loving, wonderful people. Some of you, this is simply at this time you're reflecting back on this, okay? You're reflecting back on this and you're learning and growing from it from previous experiences. It does say letting go and loving you. Some of you, it's like that's what you're doing within this experience, or that's what this person is doing within this experience. Some of you, you are in a relationship with your person. Let's say you are in a relationship and it's a cycle that you're moving through. Let's say generally your relationship is really quite healthy and happy, but you guys are moving through some sort of wounding within your relationship, okay? Or maybe some pettiness, right? You're moving through something here, and you're guided to obviously observe how that person is showing up, but also observe what is being triggered within you and what that's teaching you too, right? But that's probably maybe one person here. I think for most of you, this is like a karmic cycle that you're clearing out of your experience, or this person is with a karmic that they need to learn how to learn their lesson, release, let go, stop buying into the drama, stop allowing themselves to be manipulated or triggered by this person, because they're just taking their energy and like drawing out the process of the inevitable ending of the cycle. So there's that. And then we have abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. So stay in your frequency. Manifest and focus on what you do want. Don't put your energy and time into that which you don't, especially in like relationships, unless of course like you're working through challenges and obstacles within your dynamic or within yourself. Obviously that's a little different, but there's this sense of, overall, this is all about healing, right? This is all about healing. And with that abundance mindset too, it's about choosing to manifest what you want. And again, saying yes to that which is a big yes for you, and no to that which no longer aligns. Okay. That's really important here. Your mindset is incredibly important here. And then also realizing with the abundance, it's appreciating what you have. When you appreciate what you have, you receive more of it, right? Or you even notice more of it. You notice the abundance. Okay. It's not toxic positivity, right? It's not forced positivity, but it's just where you're focusing your energy on what you want to create and build, right? There may be things happening in the world that are inspiring a lot within you. And it's so important that you balance out the light and the shadow of that, right? That you don't stay stuck in the shadow or focused on all the negativity, because that's going to disrupt your nervous system. That's going to really bring a lot of fear and energy in. It's going to take you out of balance and out of your power. So call your power back to you. Focus on what you want to create. Focus on the changes that you want to create in this world. And remember how powerful you are individually, but also when you connect with other like-minded individuals as well, that have that same vision, that same mission, that same heart-centered, focus, those that are anchored within their heart space. That's even more powerful, right? So anyways, that's what I have. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. If it was in any way triggering for you, that's not your message. That's not my intention. My intention is to validate your intuition, and to empower you, to inspire you. And sometimes there are messages that come through. You're like, oh no, that's not my situation. But you might be having a chat with a friend, and this might be something for them, right? This might be something for them. It's like, a candle and a flame, right? And there's this message that comes through, and you light that flame, and then you receive a message, and then, your candle is lit, and then you sense that, oh, someone else kind of needs this information. And then, you light their candle as well. So it could be inspiration that's not necessarily for you, but maybe for someone in your life or in your experience. So, do keep that in mind. But yes, don't settle. Choose what's for your highest and greatest good. Create your highest timeline. Know your influence. Know your power. Know, the power of your presence. Know the power of you being healthy. Know the power of you being happy. Okay. And being present and paying attention, right? Okay. There's also a message here of knowing how powerful it can be to observe and not absorb. Okay, so to observe kind of what's going on, but not absorb all the energies from the situations and other people, because that can become really messy and really drag us down. And overall, what I'm seeing here, everyone watching this is ascending. Everyone is shifting in their consciousness. They are evolving. They are growing at different stages, on their journey, and within the dynamics and the relationships and the partners that we choose or that we are with at this time. So very interesting. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Again, receive what aligns, release what doesn't. This was collective. So take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.